Hello kids, this is Kumar sir from Khushi Tutorial. Today we will start with our science and we will start with basics of chemistry. For chemistry we know there are three types of different substance and known. The first one elements, second mixtures and third compound. The universe is made up of these all substances, out of which today we will learn about elements. Elements are the most purest form of substances. They are made up of only same type of atoms. Example, gold is made up of all atoms of gold. Silver is made up of all atoms of silver. At atomic level, they all are same. The second question is, how many elements are found so far? There are total 118 elements discovered so far, but all are not natural. Some of them are even prepared in laboratory. There are 92 natural elements and the remaining 118 minus 92, which is 26, which are prepared in laboratory. Now the next question, how elements are represented? Right, by name, definitely, but most of the time they are represented by using their symbols, especially while writing. Now what do you mean by symbols? Earlier the symbols were used in different manner, like Dalton used certain symbols using circles, but that was very difficult to understand and especially to write. That's why Berzelius, he quoted the new method of writing symbols. As per Berzelius, the first letter of element, the name of the element is treated as symbol. But there are many words or many elements which start with the same letter. Example, calcium and a carbon. So the symbol of carbon is C, but symbol of calcium cannot be C. So he told that we can use first two letters or first and the other prominent letter. So the symbol of calcium is first two letter, that is Ca. Now the next is cadmium. It also has the first two letter as Ca. So he told not only second, we can use any other prominent letter. Like cadmium has a symbol of Cd. So carbon symbol C, calcium symbol Ca, and cadmium symbol is Cd. Even chlorine has Cl, and there are many different elements, but their symbols are not same. The next question is, what are subatomic particles? Subatomic particles means the particles which are present inside the atom. There are many particles present inside the atom, but mainly there are three particles: proton, neutron and electron, where proton and neutrons are like king and queen situated in the palace core called nucleus, and electrons are like guards which keep on revolving in the shell around the palace called nucleus. Remember, number of proton is always equal to number of electrons. Okay, the number of neutron might change. After that, the next question arises is, what do you mean by atomic number? Atomic number is generally represented by symbol Z. Atomic number represents the number of protons in an atom, because number of protons in an atom never changes, and atoms of different elements have different protons in its nucleus. It never changes, because electron number might change during chemical reaction, and number of neutrons are different even in the same atom. So you cannot rely on neutrons. Somewhere you can rely on electrons if number of protons are not available or you don't know, because number of proton is equal to number of electrons in an atom. Let's take example of carbon. Carbon has 6 electrons in its shells. So what will be its atomic number? Definitely 6, because as it has 6 electrons, definitely it has 6 protons, as number of electrons and protons are always same in an atom. So definitely 6 proton indicate atomic number 6. One more example, magnesium has 12 protons. Can you determine its atomic number? Atomic number of magnesium will be 12 because of 12 protons. Next question is, what do you mean by shells? There are imaginary orbits around every nucleus in which electrons are keep on revolving. These orbits are called shells. As per Niels Bohr, there are discrete or different shells. It starts with K. The shells closest to the nucleus has a name called K. Then consecutive has a name like L, M, N and so on. So hope you understood what do you mean by shells. The next question is, what do you mean by capacity of shells? Yes, different shells, that is K, L, M, N and so on, have different capacity to accommodate maximum number of electrons. It's just like a small room can accommodate few people. Comparatively larger room can accommodate more people, and palace can accommodate even more people. Same way, the shell K, which is closest to the nucleus, can accommodate only 2 electrons. L can accommodate 8 electrons. M can accommodate 18 and N can accommodate 32 and so on. But how this number of accommodation can be decided? For that, scientist Niels Bohr gave a specific formula called 2n square, in which n is the number of shells. K shell is the first shell, so n equal to 1. So its capacity is 2 into 1 square. So 1 square is 1 into 2 is 2. So K shell can accommodate only 2 electrons. L shell. L shell's number is 2. So as per the formula 2n square, it's 2 into 2 square, which is 4 into 2, and that is 8 electrons. M shell. M shell is the third shell. So number is 3. So it can accommodate 2 into 3 square. Now 3 square is 9. So 9 twos are 18 electrons. Though sometime it can accommodate 8 electrons to complete octet state. If more electrons are available, then definitely it can accommodate 18 electrons. Number 4, that is N shell. N shell can accommodate, as per its number 4, 2 into 4 square, that is 16 into 2, that is 32 electrons. But that doesn't mean every N shell can accommodate 32 electrons. It can accommodate 8, 18 or 32, whichever is closer or closely available. Hope you understood the. Now what do you mean by electronic configuration? The available electrons in an atom are distributed in the shells. This shell-wise distribution of electrons is called electronic configuration. Available electrons will definitely first go to K shell. After completion of K shell, that is accommodating 2 electrons, it will switch to the next shell, that is L shell. After completion of L shell, they can move to the consecutive shells. But first, they need to complete the previous shell with octet state. Then only they can move. Though exceptions are always there, but this is the normal rule. First, we should understand for electronic configuration. About electronic configuration in detail, we will learn in different activity sheets. The next question is, what do you mean by valence shell? First of all, we should know the meaning of valence. Valence means outermost or the last. The last shell in an atom is called its valence shell. Example, chlorine number is 17. So 2, 8 and 7 is its electronic configuration. So K, L and M. So M shell is the valence shell called last shell. Second example is of carbon. Atomic number is 6 and configuration is 2, 4. So its valence shell is the second shell called L shell. After that, the next is, what do you mean by valence electrons? Valence electrons are the electrons present in the valence shell called last shell. So if last shell has 5 electrons, it means valence electron is 5. If last shell has 7 electron, it means valence electron is 7.